Hi everyone! The first parts of the tank are already here. Okay, this is the old tank tread, the big one. And these in here are links of the mini tank that were, well, they were not so mini because they are the same size. These are the links of the new mega tank, which are evidently bigger. And I tried to create a very clever mechanism for the pins to be joined. Like we had an issue with the pin and lock mechanism, like we have to put something in the middle to act as a pin and something that will keep it inside. So I devised this. Let me make it a little bit more clear. As you can see, the hole in here is not round, it's a little bit elongated vertically because there is only one position where you can fit the pin inside here. So what I did is more or less this. As you can see, there is kind of a curve in here, and the thing is that there is an elongated hole in here which makes it only align when the pins are bent 90 degrees like this, which is a position that the threads should never reach when working. That way you just insert the pin when you are assembling the threads and then do this and never have to worry about it again, because this part and the part in here that is inside are not aligned, which should work okay, but one-sided, like prototyping is important. And this is the first complete test where I didn't do any other mistakes, like not being a hole in there, for example. Well, if you watch closely, I will try to let you see this. Okay, in here you get the pin through this hole in here, you move it all the way to the end, and then flatten the links, and you have a pin that is locked inside because there is now a wall in here that will not allow it to go out. So the pin is effectively in here, but that means there is no pin crossing in here. And the force is applied to the threads through these outer pins in here. So if you do this, you can see that it completely opens. So it was a very clever solution that I will not be able to use. So this one, among the other mistakes that I did, is that there was not enough clearance between the links. And as you can see in this video in here, now there is enough clearance that will allow me to print the parts side by side without interlocking and are removed from the bed this easily. So if all those parts are the bad ones, where are the good ones? The good ones are here! That's not half, that's not a fourth, that's more like an eighth of what we need. Oh, let me organize it a bit. Okay, let me give you some figures on this. We have in here 125 and 130, 2 meters and 55 centimeters of big tank threads, of 3D printed big tank threads. So let's see, if the tank is going to be effectively 1.7 meters long and the tracks are going to be a little bit longer plus the slopes, I reckon that we are going to need 1.8 times 2, 3.6 times 2, 7.2 meters. So there's still a lot of printing to do. And the pitch of these threads is 35 millimeters. So these threads will require 205 links, of which we have printed 73. So we are a little bit more than 1/4 in. And one of these links weighs 61 grams, which means that in this table there are 4.4 kilograms of PLA and that the tracks will weigh 12.5 kilos, more than 6 kilos each, only the tracks, and without taking into account the pins. By the way, did I tell you about the pins? Okay, let's see what I came up with. Give me a second. We were searching for a solution that was strong, that was rust resistant and was easy to fabricate, so this is what I came up with. And this is electrical fish tape. This is used to pass wires through electrical conduits, and it's extremely hard, it's quite frictionless, and it's really easy to cut to length. Well, not that easy, it's pretty hard, but well, you can cut it to length. So this is what we are going to use. So let me check what is the exact length that we'll need, and let me cut a lot of them. This seems to be the length of pin that we require, almost 180 millimeters. By the way, the tracks are going to be 200 millimeters wide. And it seems that, well, one pin weighs around 2 grams. So let me cut a lot of this and I'll BRB. Of course, I will have to repeat the cut because I didn't take into account the width of the tool. Well, those were 89 pins in more or less 15 minutes. Not that bad. I remember how long did it take to make the old ones. this is a really nice improvement. So, thumbs up for this little contraption in here. This one will be saved for the next time that I have to make pins, which will be soon. And 5 new links appeared from one of the printers. So there is only one thing left for me to show you, that is how we keep the pins in place. Well, the pins will hopefully stay in place with this. These are 2x10mm screws that will go in this hole in here. There is a hole in here, so once the pin has gone all the way in, the screw goes in this hole in here and will not let the pin to slide out again. So let's try and assemble the entire thread and see how it goes. Oh my goodness, it is pretty heavy. Oh my god. This thing is going to be huge. Like you see it on Fusion 360. You see the model, you see the parts, you put them on the printer, but then you see it in real life and you realize that you've lost it. How cool is this going to be? Come on. Woo! And I know you are going to tell me you should coat the surfaces with some rubbery thing, but I don't want this to grip on hard floors because it will destroy the tank by the stresses put on it. I need this to slide, and when they are on sand or dirt or something like that, they will have enough grip due to the crevices and all of it. So don't worry too much about grip. Tanks turn by sliding, so that's going to be fine. Don't worry. And well, that's it for this week. As you can imagine, this took ages to print. This took ages to build. The new contraption to make the pins work beautifully. It was really quick to make them with this thing in here, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do another tank video next week because everything takes ages to print. And well, as you know, all this filament comes from Miranda Pro. Send them some love because they are going to make this tank huge and awesome. And I've heard that there is a new big shipment of filament coming my way, so thanks Miranda Pro. And well, that's it for this week. Please leave me your feedback in the comments. We still have some margin of maneuver. We can still change some things if you foresee them now. So tell me in the comments. And well, thanks a lot for sharing my videos. Please share them all over the place because that helps a lot. And like them, click the notification button, subscribe. I'm making a tank. And now please go and make something. Oh, and thanks to all of you for supporting this channel on Patreon. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. You could be there or even watch these episodes earlier from time to time.